Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Today's the day, ladies and gentlemen, the second leg of Chelsea's Carabao Cup semi-final at Stamford Bridge at home to Middlesbrough. Not that you really wanted to be reminded of it, but unfortunately, in two-legged football, context is everything. We went to the Riverside Stadium. We were beaten by a single goal to nil in what was, in my opinion, the most drab performance that I have ever seen from Chelsea Football Club. We had players arguing on the field, players running down the tunnel, and we just looked at the manager, the tactics, the squad, everything, and we're just like, oh dear, we have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. But no, today we are approaching this one with optimism. We didn't lose last week because we didn't play, and we won the match before that against Fulham at Stamford Bridge. We're on a good run at Stamford Bridge, and going into an FA Cup fourth round tie against Villa at the weekend, we can make a final at Wembley. And I'm hoping that we can make a final at Wembley are the only words that every Chelsea player, every member of staff, the manager, that should be all that it takes for Chelsea today to actually rise up to the occasion, realise that we're playing against a team in the Championship at Stamford Bridge in a major competition, and we've got to get the job done. We are 1-0 down on aggregate, but I'm hoping that with a good atmosphere tonight at Stamford Bridge, we can give it half an hour, hopefully get ourselves the first goal, and then from there, I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm probably going to chew the end of my pen and believe that it could be plain sailing from there. I don't quite think it's going to be that way because very rarely in the modern 2024 world is it plain sailing following Chelsea Football Club. But unfortunately for us, the backs are against the wall a little bit here because we got injuries again. Malo Gusto is out injured once again. He played 6 matches in 20 days. You kind of expect it. You know, Chelsea are a club who always seem to have somebody on the medicine table. It's not called a medicine table. What are you talking about, Benson? You get my drift, though, here. Christopher Nkunku has been pictured in training, but he's not going to be fit and ready enough to play in this game. So the team that I've picked here, if you look at the team by the end of this video, which I hope you stay to the very end, make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well and like the video if you believe Chelsea are making it to Wembley. You've got to look at the team and think, well, a Stamford Bridge Cup semi-final, surely this team are going to be good enough to beat Middlesbrough from the Championship. And we can't disrespect them. I mean, I'm talking here about it's Chelsea versus a Championship team, just expecting all of this to fuse together, and no problems, we're into the final. Middlesbrough weren't even that great when they played against us at the Riverside. I know it was, one of them cold, horrible days in December, or whenever it was earlier this month. I can't remember now. I've put it to the back of my flipping mind, to be quite honest, because from that game, I seem to just have like the Chelsea energy and love sapped out of me. There is an unconditional part, which obviously means that by doing absolutely nothing than sitting on my ass in my office or wherever I've been in the world recently, it always just rises back and fills that cup up again. But I will say this. Chelsea, if we don't win this tonight, there has to be questions asked of Maurizio Pochettino and the players that we have at this club. So without any further ado, I'm going to build my Chelsea team. It's going to line up like a 4-3-3. There is a big debate going on in my head that I haven't decided. And by the time we get to the attack, you will know if I've started Armando Broja, an actual proper striker for this Chelsea team. Because if you remember at the Riverside, it was the one game this season where Cole Palmer just didn't really show up. He also was one of the first to leave the field after such a disappointing performance and result, but he missed big chances. He could have easily got himself a first half hat-trick, which would see us sat here without tight shoulders, feeling very comfortable about making it to a Wembley final, probably against Liverpool. They won the first leg 2-1, they go to Fulham, but they're playing some scintillating stuff. Chelsea will have their work cut out to win this competition, whether it's Liverpool or Fulham, but it's probably going to be Liverpool. So, without any further ado, Petrovic is the goalkeeper, one of the only players really who, despite it being a pretty horrible few months of performances, football, results, whatever, I think Petrovic is basically at this point kind of void of criticism. He's not really done anything wrong. Kept a clean sheet in the Prem against Fulham the last time we played. It's been a few days. It's been like 11 days since Chelsea last played And Petrovic tonight, I think he's going to keep a clean sheet. I think Chelsea are going to win. I do. We move into the defenders. I can't even say that and look down the lens of the camera with any real conviction anymore. The back four that I've gone for. Obviously no Reece. It's going to be out until probably April. No Malo Gusto. We are at bare bones when it comes to fullbacks. But I think there needs to be some Chelsea passion out there tonight. I think what we need to do is somehow fuse the energy of the crowd with certain individuals on the pitch who bring that little fight, who bring that dig, who bring that determination. So as a result of which, Alfie Gilchrist starts in a cup semi-final here for Chelsea. It was between him and Axel Disasi as to who plays at right back. We've seen Poch do it before. But I do think Alfie Gilchrist is good enough to actually play in that position. Yes, when it comes to going forward, he's not as comfortable, not as competent. But Axel Disasi isn't either. So I think for the reasons I've just stated, Gilchrist is my right back with Silva, Levi Colwill as the centre-back partnership. Badiashile probably could be in there as well. But I think Ben Chilwell, if he's fit enough to play, has to be the starting left-back. We've got to have as much natural width here as we possibly can. With Chilwell going forward, it also, for the balance of the team, allows Gilchrist to have a bit less pressure on always going forward. And I think Middlesbrough will probably know that. But it would then, as a result, mean they focus most of their attention expecting Chilwell to receive it on that left-hand side. And then Alfie's a bit more free over on the right for the switcheroo. Ben Chilwell at left-back. I don't want to see today. And I think if Pochettino decides that he's unsure about the team, there's no Nkunku, Sterling has been questionable, Madueke, a couple of good games, but very questionable. Mudryk, I don't get what Pochettino's thing with Mudryk is, but there is a world here where I can genuinely foreshadow and believe that Pochettino might just stick Ben Chilwell as a left winger with Levi Colwill behind him. I just think if Chelsea were to go out and that was the case, he probably wouldn't even be able to leave the ground, Maurizio Pochettino, tonight. So for that reason, Chilwell is the left back. Moving into a midfield three kind of picks itself at this point. Obviously, Cassidy was recalled. A lot of people are saying he can play. He's cup tied. He's played in the Carabao Cup for Leicester already, and he's also cup tied for the Villa game as well because he played the third round match for Leicester in the FA Cup. So Cassidy can't feature. So it's Enzo, Gallagher and Caicedo. I've lined it up here with Gallagher probably being the most advanced, but we've seen Enzo getting forward a bit more, but it's just like when Enzo's got the ball on the edge of the area, if he shoots, it's either going straight at the goalie at about 7 kilometres an hour or it's going over or wide. So with Gallagher, I think a bit more advanced, get the legs in that midfield, overrun this Middlesbrough team, and hopefully Chelsea get the job done. That is the midfield three. Now I'm going into the forwards here, and I'm going to debate it before I put it up on the screen. Armando Broja is an out-and-out striker. The only issue is I don't think he's playing with confidence, and I think you need players who are confident out there on the pitch. It also seems like I'm just kind of crossing my own lines here a little bit by saying, well, Cole Palmer's not a forward, so you should play players in the correct positions. But I am going with that false nine kind of attack, I think. I think Cole Palmer, it would have been on any other day at the Riverside. I think he has a hat-trick, and I think no one was asking questions. It was one of those where it's like, how have you missed this? Like, it's just, the list was going on at the Riverside, and then by 50 minutes, we'd all given up. So I think Cole Palmer, if he's got the opportunities again, I don't think he misses all of those big chances again. So I'm going here with Sterling on the right, which again, I'm not overly confident about, but it's a big game. You just like to hope that he turns up for it. Palmer through the middle and Mudryk on the left. I want to see Ben Chilwell and Mykhailo Mudryk linking up on that left-hand side. With Chilwell and his ability to get forward, we can see Mudryk drift inside, which is where I think Mudryk is the most dangerous. Chelsea can really stretch the pitch. With Chilwell on that wing, he can get forward. And then Mudryk kind of complements the attack a bit more there as well. And if you've got Enzo, Gallagher, Caicedo approaching the box too, there's overloads there for Chelsea. So I think Mudryk on the left, with Chilwell overlapping, Sterling on the right, Palmer through the middle. I'm actually flipping nervous about this one because I got a funny feeling that a bad performance but Chelsea go through kind of doesn't really lift any of the concerns, but it gets us excited for something, and these players can start to believe that they need form going into a final because it's massive. The end of February, less than just over a month away, the 25th of February, I think the final is, at Wembley. Probably against Liverpool, but no disrespect to Fulham. This is something that these Chelsea players, when you look at this team here, yes, the bench isn't really stacked, but there's got to be here. Yes, it's the Carabao. Yes, the bonuses for the Carabao Cup probably don't really even touch the sides of a week's wages to a lot of these players. But, like, come on. This is massive. This is what football fans dream of. Middlesbrough fans, they're going to be absolutely relishing this trip to the Bridge because they know they're 90 minutes from Wembley. We've got to treat this the same way. I think Chelsea will get the job done. I think we're going to win 3-0 tonight, and I think it will be 2-0 and nervy until the very end where Middlesbrough will go for it and then we'll score a third. I'm hoping this is going to be another clip that is clipped up after the game and we can all get excited for a final. I'm bloody nervous, you know. Like it's hard at the minute for me to say things with pure, sheer confidence and conviction. But I think we're going to win 3-0 tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. There might be a news video later on today, so make sure you watch that and stay tuned for the channel. 6 things we learn immediately after full time. Come on, you Blues. Please.